कामित फलदा करिवरदा कृष्णा केशवा जय गोपी माधवा 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 कृष्णा केशव अम्बुजलोचन वांछित फलदाय दुवरदा कृष्णा केशव अम्बुजलोचन वांछित फलदाय दुवरदा राम राघवा जय सीता नायका राम राघवा जय सीता नायका राम राघव राजीव लोचन कामित फलदा करिवरदा राम राघव राजीव लोचन कामित फलदा करिवरदा कृष्णा केशवा जय गोपी माधवा कृष्णा केशवा जय गोपी माधवा कृष्णा केशवा
भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः We have a question from Mr. Srinivasan on Purushartha. The scriptures, Vedas, lay out the clear path, the three interim goals, dharma, artha, kama, with moksha or liberation as the ultimate goal. In the light of yesterday's discussion on Purushartha, can we take it that although the vasanas are a given, the scriptures lay down a roadmap with the above four pursuits at various stages of life? This whole, where are you, Mr. Srinivasan? At least I can see the people who I'm talking to. Why don't the rest of you all switch the video on? Okay, so this whole question, Ankit, are you new? I don't think I've seen you before. It's new, first time?
Yes, ma'am. I was just looking for something related to Advaita Vedanta. Then I found out this channel and then I joined it. This is for the first time I'm joining.
All right, yes. So good. Welcome to the class, Ankit.
Thank you. Dhanyavad, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Srinivasan, do you attend the class? How do you know what you know? I think you do, right?
Yes.
Yes, right? Okay.
I agree.
So, for all those who do attend the class, I hope having read this question, you immediately understood what you are supposed to say when you read this. If you know the answer, I'm going to ask you in a while, but first I'm going to explain the question. For I don't know whether everybody is familiar with this concept that Mr. Srinivasan has spoken about. In the scriptures, they have given us 4 Purusharthas. Purushartha means effort. So there are 4 kinds of effort which are spoken of for a human being. There are 4 things a human being does. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma refers to religion or values, whatever way you wish to choose that, interpret that word. Then you have Artha, which is wealth, Kama, which is desires or enjoyments, and Moksha, which is liberation. So the scriptures have given us the 4 human pursuits, which is one of the sort of famous statements. Everybody says this. We don't use it in class, but it is a common thing
Ma'am,
that
what was the Artha again?
Artha is
Arth,
wealth.
Artha is wealth.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
thanks.
there are 4 things, right? There's religion, there is wealth, there is enjoyments, and there is liberation. Different thinkers have given different pursuits, like Maslow has given a different hierarchy of needs. But the Indian traditional way is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Religion, values, higher morality, that kind of thing. That's one. The second one is wealth, the pursuit of wealth. The third one is the pursuit of pleasures, of happiness, of enjoying life. And the fourth is liberation or spiritual enlightenment. So these are the 4 things. And the ultimate goal is, of course, enlightenment, moksha. So this is the background of this question. Now, secondly, you say that these are human pursuits at various stages of life. I don't know what you mean by the various stages. If you're referring to the 4 ashramas, then no, that's not correct.
Yeah.
At least,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. So, no.
Yes, ma'am.
This is there all the time. Every one of us, all the time, are going to do all 4. And some of us will be more interested in one rather than the other, or 3 rather than 4, or 2 rather than 4, whatever we are interested in. But all human pursuit has been identified like this. Okay, so it's not in various stages of life. If by the word stages you understand ages, like at this age you do this, at that age you do that. If that's your understanding of stages, then that is not correct. This is a common Indian understanding that the 4 stages in life are age related. This is obviously incorrect because age is related to
Body.
very
The
good,
causal
madam.
body.
The body. Age is related to the body. So there's no concept of age of the individual. Now we look at Madeline. How old is Madeline? So she'll say, I am 45 years old, let us say, just for argument's sake, Madeline. Sorry if that number is not correct, but let us say for argument's sake that it is. Okay. So 45. So I say Madeline is 45 years old. But there is a fundamental error in what I have just said because
The body is 45 years old.
Madeline's body is 45 years old. How old is Madeline? She may be millions of years old for all we know. Right? So this concept that when you're from 1 to 25, you have to study. Then 25 to 50, you have to be in grihastha. You have to be in married life, enjoy, earn wealth. Then 50 to 75, you start thinking of something, dharma and all that. You start thinking of higher things. And then 75 onwards, you go to moksha. This is obviously incorrect. because the body is not doing any of these things. It is your mind and intellect that pursues these, and we don't know how will it. So is the concept of stages wrong? No, the concept of stages is not wrong. We are all in different stages, but it's got nothing to do with our age in life. So let us say Madeline is 45 years old. So if you go by the definitions that we all believe, then she has to be involved at the moment in getting married, having children, earning wealth, enjoying life. But why should we prescribe something like that for her? For all we know, she may be a sannyasi. She may be a person of renunciation. For all we know, we don't know. How can we prescribe like that randomly anything for anybody? In fact, she's one of the few people who came first time to class. And her, sorry to embarrass you, Madeline, but amazing thing. First time she came to class and she had a question. You know what her question was? What can I do to help? How can I serve? Amazing to have somebody come in immediately. First thought, what can I do to help? If we all, lived life like this, how wonderful it would be. First thought when you meet somebody, what can I do to help? For her, we now go and prescribe. Just because of our age, we go and prescribe, we go and earn money. So we're like, what? It's too mature for all that. So does that mean she doesn't have to earn money? No, she has to live, right? So she has to earn money too. She has to enjoy life too. So it's not like we divide life. First we earn money, then we enjoy, then we have morality. It's all concurrent. If you're a mature person, you understand the purpose of life is moksha, is enlightenment, is your growth as a human being. And you also understand that part of this game of life is that you enjoy. How can you not enjoy your life? What is the point of being alive if you're not enjoying your life? Now, if you have to enjoy your life, you will have to have some resources to do that. You can't sit at home and saying, I'm enjoying. But what are you enjoying? You have no resources to enjoy anything. And whole of life has to be service. Whole life. No aspect of life has to be out of. Even when you go for your enjoyments, still service. So there is no division. Okay. So I'm just explaining the background of this question for those who are not familiar with this concept. Now, coming back to the question. These are the 4 Purusharthas given in the scriptures. Yesterday, we discussed the concept of Purushartha or free will. Now, for all those who have paid any attention whatsoever to the book, How Do You Know What You Know, to Thursday class, please answer this question in one line. One line, don't give us a lecture, just one line, tell us what the answer is. Now, please don't do that. Don't please show me that not a single person paid any attention. No, my whole life is total waste, no? I go on talking and talking and talking and talking. Nobody's listening to a word.
Ma'am, can you say the question once again briefly?
The question is in the chat. Can you read it? If you all can read it, I'll read it out again. On Purushartha, the scriptures, Vedas, lay out clear path. The 3 interim goals, dharma, artha, kama, with moksha or liberation as the ultimate goal. In the light of yesterday's discussion on Purushartha, can we take it that although the vasanas are a given, the scriptures lay down a roadmap with the above 4 pursuits at various stages of life? That's his question. Okay, so I just gave the background for those who are not familiar with that concept. Now, to answer the question, the answer of the question lies in a sentence, in a few words. The fewer words you can tell me, the more you tell me that I heard. So too many words means you didn't understand. If you understood, then use the fewest number of words.
Some fallacy in that. I cannot put my finger on it.
Okay,
I think
Varsha.
confusing two issues, as in the stages of life with the different Purusharthas.
Okay, you are sort of warm. You're getting there. Think it through. Don't worry. You can open your book also. Remind you what was that. Very important concept, and I'm bringing that concept up because that concept is so important. All the rubbish thinking that we do usually boils down to that one thing.
Word usage.
Very good, Reshma. Excellent. Reshma, you are going to be the next teacher of How Do You Know What You Know? I need more teachers around here. I hope you can spot these things. Now, Reshma, let us see whether you're passing your interview or not. Can you explain that further? You got the right words. Now let's see the explanation.
Using the same word with a different understanding.
Very good. If you were here, Reshma, I'd have hugged you. To find people who can actually apply what they have learned is amazing. So, are the rest of you, having heard Reshma, are the rest clear about what this is about? Okay, Shilpa, tell me.
The question was confusing.
Ma'am, this is Purushartha.
One second, Mr. Srinivasan. Shilpa, yeah, go ahead.
The question was confusing, so it was looking at the same, so couldn't get the answer. The words were looking. I mean, it was looking like the first what he has asked is asking the same again. So it was confusing to relate to the question.
No. What was the explanation of these two words that Reshma used? Word usage. The problem in the question is the word usage.
Yes, the same. The question is repeated in a different words. Means it's called
begging the question.
Begging the question. Yes.
No, begging the question will only come into question if an answer is given. If no answer is given, then you can't use the terminology begging the question.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Srinivasan. You're muted, Mr. Srinivasan.
Sorry, Purushartha as per Vedanta is the self-effort, whereas the Purushartha of what the Vedas speak of is the four paths or the four goals in life.
Very
so
good.
These two are not to be mixed up.
Correct. Very good. Excellent. So, except it's not
Thank you for the
Vedanta and
clarity.
Vedas, it is different thinkers. Okay, so all different thinkers use different words to explain what they are saying. So sometimes they, like in this particular concept, the word Purushartha is used to talk about a pursuit that a person has. But the way we were using the word Purushartha in our discussions was the concept of free will, which is very completely different from human pursuits. Human pursuits will come from vasanas. Purushartha, as we were using the term, is your capacity to think, to conceive something beyond your vasanas. So by using the word Purushartha, the same word, using two different meanings, this is how these confusions come about. And that's what happens most of the time in the study of the scriptures. And that's one reason it's better if you study from one teacher or one group, because they are consistently using the word to mean the same thing. So when you study something from this sort of institution and something from that sort of institution, then they're all using different words. So that's why it gets confusing. And then people argue and say, but they're all saying the same thing. Yes, they are, but you won't understand how it's the same. So because the word usage is shifting. Every human being shifts the word usage. It's not just teachers, everybody keeps using it differently. Remember, we did an example. We did Mary had a little lamp. Remember that one? Mary had a little lamp. What did you understand from that? Now, what do you understand from this? Mary had a little lamp and then she ate her vegetables.
He consumed that lamp.
So, two different, right? I'm saying Mary had a little lamp, and two people can understand two completely different things from it. So the answer to this particular question is the word Purushartha is not used in this context in the way we used it yesterday. And so there is no need to match these concepts. Okay? That's a long explanation, but I hope it is clear. Mr. Srinivasan, you want to say something? Since you've raised your hand.
Yeah, madam, this is correct. That Purushartha, the word usage is different. That is very clear. Only thing was that yesterday there were a lot of supplementaries about Purushartha, self-will and all that. But this Veda, it gives the path very clearly. So if this could be approached for our own self-effort on the lines prescribed, then it will be, we will be progressing in life.
No, let's not change our basic thing that different authors and different teachers have classified it differently. We are using a particular classification. We'll stick with ours. Otherwise, as now one day you'll say, do this, one day you'll say, use the intellect, one day you'll say, do 3 yogas. It's just confusing. So let us just stick with whatever we have sort of formulated already. This is not incorrect. It's just that the more uniformity we bring about, the easier it is for people to learn. And once that uniformity is clear, then of course it blossoms out into a full comprehension in which every piece you just slot into its place. You won't have a problem with that. It's like doing a maths problem, you choose one method to solve it. You don't use 5 different methods to solve it. You choose any one. All of them will solve it, but you choose one. Okay, so that's it. Anyone else has anything before we start the text? We were on the concept of the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper. It is a particular classification of the human personality, and it is a very, what should I say? Is anybody besides Ankit new now? Everybody's clear about waker, dreamer, deep sleeper. Anyone else is new? Shrishti, are you new?
Hi, yes, I'm new.
Okay, today's your first day, Shrishti.
I've attended a few times. But
okay.
Yeah,
Last time you were there, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So, Ankit, there are 3 stages that a human being goes through: the waking state, which is now, the dream state when you're sleeping, and the deep sleep state also when you're sleeping. The difference between deep sleep and dream state is that in deep sleep, you don't have dreams at all. In the dream state, you have dreams. So sleep is dreamless and dreaming. So dreamless sleep we call deep sleep. We call means everybody calls it that. And Dream is when you're dreaming, and then there is the waking state where we are right now. So, in terms of classification of the personality, what is that deep sleep state? It is the state where only vasanas exist. Vasanas are our inherent desires, our inherent nature. That's the closest English you can get to that. So in deep sleep, only these vasanas exist. They are our seed personality. Seed personality means our personality when it is not manifesting or expressing in any manner. So when we are in class, we are all different individuals, right? In the waking state, we're all different individuals. When we go to sleep, we all become same. But when we become same like that, all of us, if we are in deep sleep, we'll all be the same, exactly the same, right? Hitler in deep sleep is the same as Mahatma Gandhi in deep sleep. So what's the difference between them? When they wake up, you will see their individual natures. So what happened to that individual nature when they were in deep sleep? Did it disappear? Of course it didn't disappear. It was very much there. How do you know it was very much there?
The next day, the same was manifested.
Say that again, sorry?
When they woke up next day, the same qualities manifested.
Correct. They came back, right? Just like today we are seeing Arun in class. Now we won't see him maybe again till next Saturday. We see Arun this Saturday. We see Arun next Saturday. So we therefore know that in the interim, he was there. We may not be seeing him, but he was there. So we see Hitler one day, then he goes to sleep. Okay? Then he wakes up and he comes back to being Mr. Hitler. So in that space where he was not being Mr. Hitler, what was he? He was very much there. That state between these two states of manifestations is known as the unmanifested and unexpressed. It's there, but it's unexpressed. It's much like for those of you who come to the western region of this country, Mumbai or anywhere else you've been, you have seen, you come in something like May, everything is brown. You drive to Lonavala, you drive anywhere. Incidentally, just as a bit of gossip, let me tell you, we found the perfect plot for the university. Since that is not our topic at the moment, let me continue before I go there. Yes, it's great. I mean, I thought we would be compromising, but we've identified it. Now, of course, further steps are involved. But anyway, so when you drive down that area, whenever you come, the thing is that it's all brown. Then June, July happens, and you drive down that same area again in August, September. It's lush green. So, where did that lush greenery come from? That seed was already there. When it manifested, lush green. Now, what will happen next time? By the time it's February, April again, after April, back to brown. And this cycle goes on and on and on, just like our lives. The cycle goes on and on and on. Manifest, unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest. That unmanifest state is known as vasanas. Another word for it is deep sleep. Vasanas and deep sleep are synonymous terms. There's no difference between them. When you are in the state of only vasanas, that state is known as deep sleep. When these vasanas start manifesting, small manifestation, only of your thoughts, this state is known as dreams. And when your body also comes into manifestation, means your body also starts doing something, acting something, seeing something, feeling something, something is doing, body is doing something. This is the waking state. Right? So there's deep sleep, where it's fully vasanas. Then the vasanas start manifesting a little bit, which is just your thoughts start operating. Random thoughts, anything, you know what a dream is like. All the nonsense is going on. There's no structure or something in it. Just little manifestation. Then that's called dream. Then you come into the body's manifestation also. This is known as waking. And when you come into full consciousness, this is known as turiya, the fourth. So deep sleep, number 1, number 2, dream, number 3, waking, and turiya, or the fourth, the state of full pure consciousness, is the fourth. So these are also synonymous terms: pure consciousness, enlightenment, turiya, fourth state of consciousness, same thing. They all mean the same thing. Now we know the first 3 states, but we do not know the fourth state. We have no reason to even believe that there is a fourth state. Why would we think it? Imagine that when you're dreaming, do you ever think that there's a waking state? Similarly, when you're in the waking state, you cannot even conceive that fourth state. I don't know what it is. Then what are we doing? We're simply trusting people who have gone there before us and told us that there is something. It's simple faith. Why should we believe these people? Because of a very, very strange phenomenon that has taken place, which is that all of us are constantly pursuing happiness in the waking world. All of us. We're doing nothing else. We're just doing that. Everything. Whether you choose to go to Vedanta class, you choose not to go, you choose to make money, you choose not to make money, you choose to get married, you choose to get divorced, you choose to play a sport, you choose to lay in bed and laze. Whatever we choose, it's because we believe that we will get happiness by doing that. It's an incredible, ceaseless, irrevocable pursuit that we have. Irresistibly, we are all sort of rushing towards happiness as are moths rushing towards the flame. From the beginning of time, every being has done that. When you stop and think this thought, can you contradict this thought in any way? Everybody has always ceaselessly and single-pointedly pursued happiness. Hitler has done it in his way, Mahatma Gandhi has done it in his way, and Buddha has done it in his way. Alexander did it in his way. Steve Jobs did it in his way. Mother Teresa did it in her way. We do it in our way. But we are all, from the best to the worst and the mediocre, and everybody doing the same. From the beginning of time. The big question is, if we have all done only this from the beginning of time, how many of us have found that happiness? That's a shocking thing. Today, if we were to just say in class also, just all of us put together, how many of us are completely, thoroughly, unequivocally, no buts, no nothing, just completely happy? And nothing in the world can disturb that happiness. Okay, how many? Let's see, how many of us in the class? 56 of us. Okay, we take a test. Not that we're going to take a test. 56 of us have single-pointedly pursued happiness for an average of 50 years each. How many have got it? Got it means not, oh, I'm happy now. Got it means got it in a way you won't lose it. That way happy. Not like I'm happy today and sad tomorrow, and I'm happy today and I'm sad tomorrow. Not like that. Got it. And this is true for all humanity. Almost without exception. Except that there is an exception. There is only a very small segment of people who have ever lived who claim complete happiness. They claim it. Others don't even bother to claim it, but a small section claims it. And who are these? These are the enlightened people. They tell us that it is completely possible to be completely happy. And something in what they say makes us believe. It doesn't sound like they are faking us. Do you think Buddha is faking you when he tells you about moksha? Do you think Ram and Krishna and Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Brahmana Maharishi and Christ and Muhammad, were they faking us? Most of us will tend to think it doesn't appear so. If it doesn't appear so, then what is their answer? They tell us that there is another state of enlightenment, of God realization. They all use different words. God realization, divinity, enlightenment, reality, whatever word they use. Buddha said shunyata, nothingness. Some word they've used to indicate that there is something beyond our comprehension. So we take it on faith. But we can't take it completely on faith because is it not? We don't know. Yeah, I think Buddha is telling me the truth, but who knows? We can't take it 100% on faith. We should have some corroboratory evidence. So what is that corroboratory evidence? To understand that corroboratory evidence, we look at our own experience. Each one of us go through the deep sleep, dream, and waking. We know, this is what we don't know about enlightenment, but we know this, that when we were in the state of deep sleep, our experience was of nothingness. When we were in the deep sleep state, our experience was something that seems absurd to us from the waking state. And we have our current waking state experience. We know this. Another thing we know is that whilst we were dreaming, we did not suspect that there was a waking state. Not only we did not suspect that there was a waking state, we had no doubt about the reality of what we were experiencing. We were convinced about it. Utterly convinced. As convinced then as we are convinced right now. So the big question in our life is, I was so convinced then, and I'm so convinced now. Then has my conviction got anything to do with what is really happening? Because I was convinced then, and then I woke up and said that was rubbish. So this conviction that I am experiencing reality, does it have any meaning? That's a question for us to think about. Just because we are convinced it's real, does it mean it's real? And when you keep thinking that thought, you will realize that there is really no way to prove that it is real. And you'll also realize that there is no way to prove that it is unreal. You understand that this is just a question. Just a question. So why should I bother my head with this question? Because why should you bother your head with this question? As if we don't have enough things to think about, as if where to invest my money, how to get my children to behave, 100 things we have to think about. Now, one more thing to think about. Why should we waste our time with this question?
You get a sense of objectivity.
For what?
Because you want to be
Ooh.
happy all the time?
I didn't hear you, Kinnari.
Because you are seeking happiness?
Because you have been told by the great masters that there is another state. That is the state of complete happiness. So your tendency would be to say, what nonsense, what other state? I mean, this is the world, this is what it is. So they draw our attention to the fact that you thought that in the dream world as well. And that's why you have that question, because you're trying to understand whether what the masters told you is indeed true or not. That is the quest, that is the spiritual quest. And your quest will find its fruition only on enlightenment. So stay frustrated, friends. There ain't no other way here. You just have to stay frustrated with the question. Then you'll say, why are you giving us a question and frustrating us? Because the strange thing is, the frustration of that question is accompanied by ever enlarging ripples of bliss. The more the mumukshatva, the greater the bliss. An amazing thing. Every other quest makes you unhappy. This quest makes you happy. Amazing thing it is. Otherwise, be very cruel, no? Leave us question and say, okay, now you be frustrated. I'm not trying to frustrate people, but to actually increase their joy content. And that's the amazing thing. Joy content increases. Why does the joy content increases in proportion to your mumukshatva?
Desires have fallen.
Okay, so therefore what has happened?
Quality is better.
Yeah, why? Deepraj, now you can understand. Now you can answer.
Because we're using the intellect to
Because
get what
you
we
become
want.
objective.
Objective, yeah.
Yes, you do the same thing. It's like you become objective in life, and then everything starts looking quite funny to you. It's a joyride basically, because your real interest doesn't lie in all that. Your real interest is somewhere else. So everything around looks like a movie to you. You're enjoying it like you enjoy Amazon Prime, Netflix. It's not your real life, you know. So all sorts of things are going there. They're sad and happy, and there's all sorts of murder mysteries, and I don't know, all sorts of people doing all sorts of things. That's all entertainment. And as that joy content increases, you begin to have greater and greater belief that maybe what they told us may be true. I don't know whether enlightenment is true, but I do know that as you grow, you become more and more cheerful. This much I can experience. And as you get that, you become more convinced on the path, and then you go forward, hopefully. You know, one of the sad things is people get that happiness and then they leave the path because they're more happy than what they used to be, and then they say, okay, I'm happy now. Hare Baba. Paschannapi chana paschati muda. Those seeing the fools do not see, says Shankara. Not me, I can't call anyone fool. No? Shankara says, those seeing the fools do not see. Having benefited, they don't understand. Now what to say? Nothing to say. Enjoy life. So, is this all clear?
Janki, one question.
Yes, Bharat.
So, this point of happiness increasing as you go along the path, but isn't the burning desire to
Is it
liberate?
me? Because I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear
He's
me?
very clear.
We can hear him, yes.
You can hear?
Yeah, it's very clear.
Uh,
Can anyone repeat for me what Bharat said?
I'll post it in the chat.
He's writing it on the chat, Janki.
I can't hear a thing.
He's writing it on the chat.
Can you write it in the
Oh,
chat box? I can't
Can't
hear
hear
anything.
you.
Are you all not saying something?
Kinnari, would you please request her to proceed with
You
the class
never
because
know
I'll
with
take a
this
minute.
internet
Bharat,
what
she can't
happened.
hear me also.
Janki ji, can you hear us? None of us?
She can't hear, I think.
She can't hear any of us now.
Yeah, so I think it's the problem.
Maybe we
You
can
can
ask
hear
her.
me and I can't hear you. That's
Okay.
really bad.
Shall I? I'll call her and let her know. 1 second.
No, I can't hear any of you. What happened? Okay, wait, let's try this. Now somebody say something, please.
Can you hear me, Janki ji?
Ah, yes, I can hear you now. Oh, this thing is pumped out. Oops. Okay, I can hear you now. Okay,
But
so we tried to upgrade the system. I hope you have found that the system was upgraded, and someone seems to have contact. Okay, never mind. So now, Bharat, please tell me. Sorry about this. We don't know with this technology what works when. So,
Ji,
yeah, Bharat.
so am I clear now?
Yes, perfect.
Ji. So this pursuit of happiness increasing along the path. So mumukshatva is defined as this burning desire for liberation. So isn't that desire also keeping you on the edge? So how is happiness going along with it?
At the moment, what is happening is we have a multitude of desires and we are not able to fulfill our desires. So we are constantly buffeted by life. As mumukshatva grows, these other desires reduce and you become more objective. With the presence of a higher desire, you become more objective. So whatever your needs in life are, you're able to fulfill them. You don't really have, you don't struggling to make something happen. If you want your spouse to listen to you, you know how to achieve that. If you want to get some money, you know how to achieve that. If you want to become a little healthy, you can figure that out. It's like you're using 5% of your mental faculties into, whatever stuff needs to be done. Then because you have love for people, people have love for you, lots of cooperation you get from people, you do for people, people do for you. Your whole life experience is only different. So basically you're contented with whatever is there. And one thing you have which is there always at the back of your mind, it's not leaving you. So in the toto, what is happening? All the millions of things that were agitating you before are not agitating you. You have one thing that is bothering you. And that thing is a subtler thing. So the botheration is also of a subtler nature. It's not that, like you're weeping and sobbing and crying and being all worked up about something, as we are when we don't get worldly things. So in toto, in the whole comparison of things, you're way calmer and cooler. You're getting whatever you want. You're feeling one with people and things. In the sum total of things, you're way calmer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so are we all good up to this point? Anyone has anything only up on this issue? Okay, nothing else. All right, so nothing, right? Let me see. Is anyone raising your hand? Okay, we seem to be good. Okay, so let's continue reading. Who will read the paragraph?
I will.
Okay, please do. What is this? Didn't we finish all this?
We finished, yeah.
We finished this.
We finished Janaka's story.
Omkar, the consciousness is the substratum.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a bit, I have a slightly different book.
And
So
yeah, so do I.
Okay.
So the next, what I have in my book is, so it is with everyone. You are the Supreme Self, Atman, God.
We've read that.
We've read that? Okay. The consciousness, sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah. The consciousness is the substratum of the microcosm and the macrocosm as well. When the consciousness functions through the aggregate of all gross bodies, it expresses as Virat cosmic Veka. The same functioning through the aggregate of all subtle bodies expresses as Hiranyagarbha, cosmic dreamer, and through the aggregate of all causal bodies as Ishvara, cosmic dream sleeper. The combination of these cosmic expressions is the macrocosm. The microcosm and the macrocosm together form the world as illustrated below. So the consciousness, the individual gross body is the Veka, Vishwa, and the individual subtle body, the dreamer, Taijasa, and the individual causal body, deep sleeper, Prajna. They form the microcosm. And from consciousness, the total gross bodies, the cosmic Veka, Virat, total subtle bodies, cosmic dreamer, Hiranyagarbha, total causal body is the cosmic deep sleeper, Ishvara. That forms the macrocosm, and together they form the world. And so the basis of the microcosm and the macrocosm is consciousness. Consciousness functioning through the gross bodies is called Virat cosmic Veka. Functioning through the consciousness functioning through the subtle body, it becomes the Hiranyagarbha. And the consciousness working through the cosmic dreamer and functioning through the causal body is Ishvara, the cosmic deep sleeper. The combination of these cosmic aspects encompasses the macrocosm. The macrocosm together with the microcosm form the world.
Okay. So in toto, what is our summary? As Usha said, the consciousness is the base of both the microcosm and the macrocosm. So what is the microcosm? We already studied Veka, Dreamer, Deep Sleeper. That is the entire microcosm. Okay, you can also call it causal body, subtle body, gross body. You can say that. So you can use any of these terms. They're all synonymous terms. Okay, so what is the Sanskrit words for this is Vishwa. Very interesting word for Veka, right? Vishwa. Then dreamer is the Taijasa. And the deep sleeper is the Prajna. So this is the microcosm. You don't need to know these Sanskrit words. I'm saying it for what it's worth. So basically, you know the concept, which is Veka, Dreamer, Deep Sleeper. Now, when we're talking of microcosm, what does that mean? It means one single individual. So you and I are individually the microcosm. When we think of all of us together, we are the macrocosm. So the macrocosm of this class, for instance, is all of us put together. When we say all of us put together, what does it mean? It means each one's Veka, Dreamer, Deep Sleeper, or each one's causal, subtle, gross body. All of it put together. That is why a lot of the times you may have heard that Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshana, Vishwarupa Darshana, I don't know, are you familiar, Madeline, with this? In the Gita, the Lord is supposed to have taken on his universal form. And in that universal form, Arjuna sees everything and everybody. So that form is known as Virata Purusha. Virat is another word for it. Means, what does it mean? It means everything you see in one. That's what it means. All the gross bodies you see in one. So it's called the cosmic waker. That means all of us. So cosmic waker for planet Earth is all the human beings and their bodies. Becomes the cosmic waker. You can even take it further out, say all the bodies in the universe are the cosmic waker. Or you can say it even for class. You can say the cosmic waker for our class is us 59 people. You can say that. All right. So when we're saying that, we're talking about each person's gross body. Then we have the concept of the cosmic dreamer. That means all our subtle bodies put together. That means all our mind and intellects put together. Each time they ask me before class, what will you do today? And I'm helpless to say what I will do today. But you take the class, so you should say what you will do. No, how the class goes is never decided by me. It is always decided by Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha, literally translated, is the golden womb. What is that golden womb in which we live? It is everybody's subtle body put together. All of us. That sometimes people come to class and they can't stay on the point at all. And then the class has to go off on a merry tangent. Because if you say you're on a tangent, you're rude. And if you go on the tangent, then they say you're gone on the tangent. So it's a bit difficult to keep on deciding which are the two options to take. Everything seems to displease somebody. So how will something go? When you do any work, how will that work go? It depends on the cosmic dream. It depends on the Hiranyagarbha. Right? So you may try to take a flight and go to US. Will you be able to? It depends on the cosmic dreamer. Means all the mind and intellect put together, including Mr. Coronas. Because if that chappie decides to do something, your plans are going to the US have gone. So that is why, if you think about it, the ego that says, I will do this, is simply a falsehood. You can't. Go do it if you can. That's this beautiful story of the Kena Upanishad. Wherever we get to these Upanishads, the way they put things is amazing. The story of the Kena Upanishad is the fire god goes to Brahman and says, I'm not telling you the whole story, just this bit. The fire god goes to Brahman and Brahman says to the fire god, what does one such as you do? Fire god says, I burn the whole world. And Brahman says, here's a straw, please burn it. And fire says, what nonsense, burn a straw. There's foo. Nothing happens. There's a foo, like, when you're older and you have to blow out 50 candles, like that, he gives a little bit of force. Nothing happens. Then the fire god, the fire element itself, releases its full force. And the straw does not burn. What does that teach us? You can't say at any time, I will do this. You just can't say that. Because it depends not on what we do, but what the whole wants. Everybody, all of us put together. In your own home, the Hiranyagarbha won't let you do so many things. The total of your home may not allow you. You may say, I would love to have healthy food at home, but the Hiranyagarbha there won't let you. So it's a very powerful influence on us. It determines what you can do, and it determines what will be the result of what you do. So so this whole concept I will do is pretty stupid. Somebody is saying something. And then comes Ishvara. Ishvara means the
Hari Om Janki ji, Ganesh here.
Yeah, Ganesh, you have a question?
Can you hear? Yes, ma'am.
1 second. Sahu Menon also has a question, but just let me finish the idea first. And so the base of everything has to be Ishvara. Ishvara means total Vasana. Everybody's Vasana. So what will actually happen will always depend on Ishvara. That's why in Marathi, at least, there's a saying, you say something, they say Ishwaricha. Ishwaricha means the total will determine it, or God will determine it. Like the Muslims say also, Inshallah. God will decide. The Lord will decide. Who is this Lord? Ishvara is the Lord. Lord means everything put together. That will be the deciding factor of what actually happens. Sam Menon, you had a question?
Yes, Janki. When you say total gross bodies, it means the living and non-living bodies, or only living bodies?
It means both in this context. Context. Like you decide to climb Mount Everest, and that Mount Everest decides to have a landslide. So what can you do? Landslide is happening, no? You're living in a certain space, in a certain gross physical space. Ganesh?
Hari Om Janki ji, one question. So, since we are speaking about this concept, then there is no free will, right?
Why is there no free will?
Because you gave an instance of the class. It can go off on a tangent, it can go good, it can go bad. It depends on the Hiranyagarbha, on a collective consciousness. So where does our free will exist? Okay, we put in our effort, but the result is, so I'm not able to get that part.
Your free will is with reference to what you will do. Your free will is not with reference to what other people will do. Free will is your ability to choose your action.
Okay.
So actions are within your control. Causes are within your control. Effects are not.
So I'm sorry, this health example you gave, health food is not made at home. So how the person can become healthy? Only option is he has to buy out. I know this is silly, but
no, he can do. He has a million options. That's the thing about life. We believe we don't have options, but we have a million options. You can learn cooking. I don't want to learn cooking. Then you have to buy from it. Or you have to eat the unhealthy food that other people make. So we have a million options. We just don't expand our minds to consider, okay, I have this situation. How many options do I have? I never ask that question. I jump with the first option that comes to my mind. First question should always be, how many options do I have?
Okay, understood.
Rajesh, do you have a very short question, because we are well beyond the time?
Yeah, Janki, I think it was just a similar question to what the earlier person asked. So I was just trying to figure out, even if your Purushartha is strong, but if the Hiranyagarbha is not in favor of things going in for a particular purpose, then there is a chance that you might not really get the required results, right? So how should we see this in the context of basically doing what we want to do? Because these cumulative forces are always going to be nullifying each other, right, at some point of time. So
Ferdinand Foch was a great general, and he said that, always remember this, there is no greater force, there's no greater weapon than a human soul on fire. The Hiranyagarbha can be pretty unconscious about things. People have molded the world to their will. You can do that too. Mark Antony molded the entire mob to his will. And so did Brutus. Brutus changed them one day, Mark Antony changed them the other way. There's no greater weapon than a human soul on fire. You don't know your own capabilities. Don't forget, you are the self. Your capabilities are immense and huge. But what keeps us from it is we are not willing to reinvent ourselves. We want to go in the old way, and then we say nothing is happening, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening because you're not changing the way you're doing things. If you want something different, do something different. Okay?
Thank you, Yanti.
I cannot understand cosmic versus individual. Is cosmic an addition of individuals or a dissolution or merging of individuals? On the cosmic level, are the bodies still separate and added as one, or are the bodies merged as one? All separate. All separate. All separate, separate, separate. Together, the sum total of all these bodies become our cosmic veka here. So they're all separate. They're not merged into one. All right, Bharat, yeah, meet announcement. Please go ahead.
Yes, welcome everyone. We are having a volunteers meeting